Skywalker is alive. He's been looking for you for a long time.
Give that man a lozenge. Obi-Wan Kenobi is a new limited series from Lucasfilm, streaming only on Disney+, weekly episodes every Wednesday until the finale this Wednesday. The story begins 10 years after the events of Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith, where Obi-Wan faced his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice Anakin Skywalker, who turned to the dark side as the evil Lord Darth Vader. Played by Hayden Christensen, who joins me now live along with Obi-Wan Kenobi director Deborah Chow. Both Canadians.
That's right.
Wave that flag, kids, huh?
That's right.
So good to have you here. Thanks for joining us on the show.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Let's start with you. Hayden, Obi-Wan is kind of the alpha and omega of the whole Star Wars saga. Everything kind of flows through him and your character as well. So when you kind of rocketed into this role a while ago, did you have any inclination that 20 plus years later you'd be still playing the baddest man machine in the galaxy?
No, not really. You know, when we finished doing the prequels, that was kind of it. And this has all sort of come as quite the surprise. But one I'm so grateful for, and it's really been a privilege to get to come back.
Was it declared it, or did you just get the feeling that it was kind of it?
No, I mean we all thought that was it at the time, and then of course they continued, you know, with the different Star Wars stories that they were telling, and the universe continued to grow, and then I got this, you know, incredible phone call one day asking me to come back.
And you got that same call too, Deborah.
Yeah.
You were just directing some episodes of Mandalorian, right? So you get the call from Lucasfilm, the brass, to work on Obi-Wan Kenobi. So flattering, terrifying, overwhelming, all of the above. And what was that call like?
Yeah, I think it was definitely all of the above. You know, it's quite a different project than Mandalorian in a big way. So on one hand, it was incredibly exciting to get to take, you know, two of the most iconic characters and tell a new story with them. But on the other hand, you know, it's challenging. It's in between two trilogies. You know, it is a big legacy iconic project.
Did you grow up a huge fan of Star Wars, like on a scale of 1 to 10? Casual fan to like a lunatic fan?
I wasn't a lunatic, but I was definitely a big fan. Let's put it that way.
How about you? Casual to otherworldly in terms of the sort of, you know, following the whole saga prior to working on it?
For myself?
Yeah.
No, when I was a kid, I was definitely a fan. Yeah, no, very much so.
So you've had 20 years plus on the planet now as a human being to go through, you know, good and bad. We all go through things in life prior to the work and the originals. You know, a very complicated character emotionally. Has it helped you to be able to draw upon those things that you really, you know, even as a great actor, it's hard to really know the darkness, the depth of darkness, unless you've actually gone through some stuff, I would assume.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is a character that I know pretty well, so coming back to it, it was just sort of like more about getting back into that mindset that I was already sort of familiar with, and then sort of furthering my exploration, if that makes any sense.
It makes perfect sense. Deborah, talk about the production, the presentation. For me, it's just epic, right? The scope, and for me, it's the score. The music, you know, I was a 12-year-old kid when I went to see the first movie in a theater with a friend. And for as much as the tech and the story grabbed me, it was the music that I remember, that held me and kept me coming back.
Yeah.
What about you?
I mean, the music, I mean, for any film project is always huge, but I think particularly for Star Wars, because it's so iconic, it doesn't really feel like Star Wars sometimes without the music. So we were incredibly, incredibly lucky to have John Williams come back and do the main theme and to be so involved in it.
You know, I'm not even going to pretend to know what it's like to be a part of a production like this, because this is something, as you know, you ponder this when you lay your head on the pillow at night. This is a story, this is a saga that's going to transcend us all, right? As long as there's movies, people are going to be watching and talking about and feeling and discussing and debating these movies forever. When we're long gone, what's that like?
It's a special thing to get to be a part of that, Yeah, it's a hard thing to describe for you, but as a sort of creative person, that's all you can kind of hope for is to be a part of something that's going to live on. So yeah.
Yeah.
Where does the Lucasfilm lexicon fit into your future as a filmmaker, as a place to move on from as well? Like what kind of things will you draw from and take from it?
For me, it's been, I've had, between the two shows, it's been a pretty incredible experience. And also the breadth of experience you get doing these shows, because you're pretty much doing everything, has been pretty amazing. So, for here, just having done, I've done puppetry, I've done visual effects, stunts, everything. It's a great thing to be able to move forward with.
So real quick, this is the CanCon. Is there more CanCon on the set? Is it just
There
the two
is,
of you?
no, there were a few more Canadians.
Yeah?
Jojo was Canadian.
Oh, the CanCon.
Our stunt coordinator.
It took me a second.
Can, what kind of dancing?
There were a few. Our stunt coordinator was Canadian, and there certainly were a few. And then across the lot, obviously, Paul Lee was hanging out, and so there definitely were some Canadians hanging out.
Canadian contingent.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both, Deborah and Hayden, for joining us. It's been a real pleasure and a thrill for all of us here. Good luck with the rest of the show.
Thank you.
There's more Vader to come next season, right? There's all kinds of stuff happening. Stay tuned to Disney Plus. Wednesday is the final episode of this particular run of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thanks again.
Thank you.